Hello girls and boys and teachers, welcome to the RNCI's Windowsill Garden Project for 2022. Now as you can see, I've got the 3 sets of seed trays that we've given you, but I've also got here a selection of recycled materials that you can use for planting things in. So I've actually taken some of the nasturtium seeds and planted them in there already. And you can see that I've used a little cream container and cut out a little label for it. Okay, so the nasturtium seeds, here they are quite big. Okay, so when you tip them out, they're quite big. If you wear gloves if you're dealing with the compost, and make sure you wash your hands afterwards, and you just poke them in to the tray. Just like that, just about a couple of centimetres, 2 or 3 centimetres down, and poke them in like that. So that's 8 of them done. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, and we'll leave that. So that's the nasturtiums planted in there in one of the seed trays. Dropped them all there. There we go, that's the nasturtiums done. We've also given you some peas, and the peas are really good to put in the seed trays as well. So we'll just stick that on top of there just now. So the peas are again they're quite big. They're just like dried peas. And again, they're just a case of poking them in and covering them over. Remember, wash your hands once you've had compost. Just poke them in, and you can either leave these and transplant them into a garden if you've got a garden outside. Peas are quite hardy. You can wait until after the Easter holidays and sow them about the middle of May, and then just poke them in. See how here we go, just poke them in again about 2 or 3 centimetres down. Okay, let's put those in the back, and I'll just get my pen and I'll just cut off this. I've cut strips in the cream container and then cut it round and cut it into a little V like that, and I'll just write on it peas, so that you don't forget what's in the container. Okay, so that's your peas sown. As you can see, I've also soaked all these with a little bit of water this morning, just so that you're not planting them into dry earth. So here's our last container. And in this one, we're going to put some cut and come again salad that we've given you. And this is a bit easier. This you can just put it into your hands. The seeds there, and you just sprinkle them on. You can always put some of these into your containers as well. So we've got a couple of containers here that we might use for cut and come again salad. There we go. That's a little fruit container. This I think had tomatoes in it. And again, just sprinkle them on the top. And then if you just cover them over with a little bit of compost, I've got some compost here in the bag. And then just make sure it's nice and, there we go, cover it over. And then just cover those ones over that we've done in there, like that. Then soak them in some water. And then label them again. So we'll label them lettuce, so that we don't forget what's in it. Make a little V. Watch if you're using sharp scissors. Get your teacher to help you maybe. There we go, so lettuce. Ooh, lettuce. There we go. Lettuce. You can also write the date on them that you've sown them. Lettuce. Okay. We've also got some kale here for you. Now kale can be put outside. So again, you can plant it into some of these outside containers. And sprinkle. You can keep some to plant straight outside if you want, if you've got an outside garden. Or you can sprinkle some in some of these containers. So this is, we put some in here. And can sow it outside when it gets a wee bit bigger. And again, we don't want too much. A little bit of compost on the top. There we go, sprinkle some compost over the top. Ensure there's no big lumps, so if there's big lumps like that, you need to break them up like that. There we go, so that's the kale. And again, make a nice label. Just watch your fingers if you're using sharp scissors. So then you've got 2 labels for that. Kale. Oh, where did the other label go? I think it's dropped, is it? Oh, there's it, I'm seeing it. There we go. Kale. Okay. And then we've got some big containers at the back. I've also, well, I'll tell you what, I've got some yogurt pots here. Look, yogurt pots are really good for putting the peas in. So just pop a pea into the yogurt container. Here we go. Again, about 2 or 3 centimeters down. There we go. Use our yogurt containers. We eat a lot of yogurt here. And then I've got broad beans. So I don't know if you remember last year with the broad beans, we planted some in a poly bag. So I've got some kitchen roll here that I've soaked. And then you can put the beans against it, tie it up. There's 1, 2, 3. Flatten it off like that, and then that can be put against your window like this, and you can watch the roots grow. Okay, so that's a really good experiment. And then also with some of the beans, we've got some big deep containers here. So we're going to put 2 big right further down, okay, right into the milk container, and then cover them over. I'll lift this one a bit further forward so you can see. And then 2 of the big bean peas right the way down. So that's sort of probably about 5 centimeters down. Okay, that's that one. I've put holes in the bottom of these milk containers so that they will let the... It's just a good way of recycling lots of the plastic that we have in the house. And again, 2 beans in there, cover them over. And I've got a Oatly milk container here. I'm just going to put 1 in here because it's not quite as big. Right down, there we go. And then I've got, what have I got here? Oh, Scottish tea blend. Put that one in there. Another thing you can use is kitchen rolls. They're great for beans or peas. And then all we need to do is put them on a warm windowsill and watch them grow. And I really hope you've enjoyed this little film. Thank you.